Released in August 2025, the SERENE Squall is our first official combat-capable miner within Star Trek Fleet Command, and it's got a few other neat little tricks up its sleeve in the form of automated defenses, one of the highest levels of protected cargo available, to the point if you crew it correctly, you could actually end up with 100% cargo protected cargo. But it's not the first time that has actually happened within game. But needless to say, this is a brand spanking new ship. $100 if you want to buy it outright, or if you want to do the grind, well, guess what? It's 100 days after the time of record, after the fact of the arc, because at the time of recording, we're literally day 2 of the arc of this thing, and already it has become so far in the first day, the 4th highest bought ship, specialty ship within Star Trek Fleet Command. But anyway, let's get into the details of this ship. Now, some of you remember that if you have been watching Star Trek Strange New Worlds in Season 1, we had this pirate ship here, captained by Captain Angel, who commandeered the USS Enterprise from Captain Pike. Now, Captain Pike and his away team was aboard the Squall at the time, and caused a mutiny on the ship. I don't remember the particulars of it. I remember the ins and outs. Eventually took over the ship, the Squall, got it and used it to actually retake the Enterprise, and obviously then, yeah, this was handed into Starfleet. But in Star Trek Fleet Command, well, Starfleet are not going to have it. You as an independent are going to be able to own this ship, whether you do it as the USS MasterCard version or you do it as the good old free-to-play. So let's actually have a quick look at this ship's main abilities, then we'll get cracking into it. So as you can see, 200 blueprints is the cost. We will get round to the cost of the actual blueprints as we go through the refinery, because there is a refinery and there is also research. But as you can see above me, we've got this little thing here called the Squall Automated Defenses. So this is an ability, when activated, will allow you to actually be able to withstand actual combat against the Suliban cruisers, which was added in August 28. And what this ship also actually does, it plugs a massive hole in the transigen loop where we already had 3 different mining nodes to mine of transigen. We had common, uncommon and rare. And then Scopely, in their infinite wisdom, added another one just for this ship. Yes, they added an epic, and that is exactly what you're going to need, well, for everything to do with the Squall, really. So yeah, going after and mining them. But it also has one of the biggest hazard protections that even G3 players actually know about. So as we know, with Transigen Space, it's open to G3 players and above. This is a G3 ship. It unlocks at Shipyard 30. And obviously you'll be able to get all the blueprints through the Transigen Refinery. But like I say, we'll talk about that shortly. But as you can see here by the description, it can take on the new Sully Hostiles, which is the new Suliban cruisers, or players. Yeah. But then again, it's got that such a protected cargo. Yeah. Are you actually going to have chance to really OPC hunt this thing? Some probably bigger squalls as the game develops and players develop these things from day 1. So like for me, I will be 100 days behind everybody. Well, actually 95 days, and that's because of a promo code. But I'll be about 100 days behind, and so that after 100 days, if I'm looking at the charts correctly for upgrading this thing, yeah, it's gonna they'll probably if they actually go as a free-to-play path for 100 days to upgrade this thing, I will get the answer to you. They will be 12, 36. They will be roughly tier 6. Yeah. If they keep on it every single day, they'll be roughly 26. Yes, I have got screenshots of charts to put up, courtesy of all the community with Jules Verne, Quasar, Blue Mandarin, and the rest of the community. all coming together and actually providing this information. So big thank you to the community and everyone who takes the time to actually go through and add all these. There is also field repairs for this ship as well, which is a standard 25% repair in combat. Are you really going to need that for this thing? In all honesty, when it comes to the Sud bomb, potentially, but when it comes to against other players, not really, because I cannot see this thing being ever OPC hunted. It might just be war where it actually ends up in a fight. Now, there are some passive abilities as well as we've got here. We've got Isogen Mining of the Epic Transigen. I don't know why I said Isogen. So many years of that. But as you can see, it's increasing the mining speed exponentially and makes this more power even for G6 players. That's better than using my Selkie. But there is a bigger reason as well why we would actually use this over a Selkie or any other type of miner in the game. And as you can see, it increases quantum transit, the quantity of the manipulators which you're going to need from the stealth cruisers by 5,000% as well. So when you're actually doing this, it's going to be beneficial for you not to freeze that hostile because it is a chaser. Bear in mind, it is a chaser. It's going to benefit you not to freeze it. Let this thing fight them while it's mining. So it is a put out there and forget it ship, realistically, for while it's mining. So as we can see then, out of the gate, for me, as a level 62 player, this is what is going to be coming out for me is 143,000 attack, 731,000 defense, and a hull of 4 million. It's very strong in hull, and as you can see for the DPR that mine's going to be kicking out will be 134.4 thousand every single round. I'm not quite sure how many weapons this thing's got, but what I'll do is I'll put the firing pattern up. I'll get that in editing from STFC.space. Is that it? Yeah, I think that's it. And then obviously you can see its particular firing pattern. Don't worry about my isolytic damage bonus. It's pretty poor for me. It needs to be higher. But if we actually scroll to its defensive capabilities, so as you can see, it's predominantly armor based, and then its shield deflection and dodge is not particularly high. My isolytic defense is actually not quite that bad. Now, Transigen Tempest Resistance, that's the hazard obviously we know for the Transigen space. It's at 5,000 because these new systems have a 5,000. But we'll talk about that a little bit later on in the video as well. But here we go for the hull health and shield health. As you can see, hull health of 4.7 million, sorry, 4.4 million, sorry, and just under 2.6 million shield health. So that's for me as a level 62 player with all my research added on top. So G3 player, those figures are going to be a lot less. Impulse speed is quite reasonable, 142. Warp range, pretty pathetic, but it'll get me where I want to. Now, there is some research that will help you boost that, but we'll talk about that again a bit later on. Cargo capacity, as you can see, then is 428,000 for me, but its protected cargo is 312. That's roughly a 70 to 75% protected cargo. And this is what I mean. If you put a protected cargo crew on this ship, it's going to be higher than the actual cargo that you can have. So, and then it's got a pretty piss poor mining bonus of only 220%. Obviously, that'll be for any other node as well. Now, you'll also notice that there is the research tab up there as well, because obviously there is some research. But before we actually go looking at the research, let's have a look at the idiot list, which is downloading. So here we are then. As you can see, it's the master of transigen mining. It will mine all 4 variants at a faster speed. To be perfectly honest, I think this thing, when I actually get it there, will mine better than my Selkie, even my weakest Selkie, in all honesty, or my biggest Selkie. It's able to also resist the volatile hazards, which is the Tempest stuff, and harvest the epic raw transigen. It also has the automatic defenses, as we've mentioned, to protect it while it's mining. So you must activate that before going on a node. Whether there's a currency behind that particular thing, I don't know. It's something that you'll have to work out. Maybe if you have bought this ship already, you can drop that in the comment section down below. So you head to that first system, which is the gateway to all these epic transigens, and then obviously the Squall will provide bonuses for the mining rate and also the epic Sulabon loot rewards as well. So head on over and start mining. Refine the transigen in the refinery to unlock exclusive rewards, including Serene Squall upgrades, specialty ship efficiencies, artifacts, and more. And I'm not going to lie, what you're going to get in that refinery looks bloody good. So you've got some artifacts and more, quite a few rewards. And as you can see as well, there are some research to help towards this as well. So we will look at the research. Now, before we do go into the research, I want to jump into the Transigen Refinery to show you what we've actually got. So I've not actually pulled anything out of this refinery, which is actually a miracle, because there's another video I'm going to record after this one where I needed something out of the gift section, but I pulled it by accident. But anyhow, so here we go then. This is what you get. It's perfectly rounded, so it's going to be nice and easy. It's going to cost you the exact same whether you take the 1 chest path, which is 200 days, or the 2 chest path, which is obviously going to be 100 days. So, yeah, I'll claim that. So I've already got it. And then, like I said, it does cost you the uncommon transigen, refined transigen. Where you're going to get that? Well, you're going to get that from here. These are the costs for me. So, and all I get is 126. Now, bearing in mind that the 2 chests is 120. That means I'm still going to be in profit on actual acquisition of the uncommon transigen by a +6 every single day. Woohoo! +6! God, I love the game. Yeah. So, but anyway, so moving down the refinery then. Oh, actually, looking back at this one, so you're going to get this one. There are various boxes that you will be able to gain access to. Let me find them. The T-Rock gifts, I think this is it. Yep, this is it. So what you're actually going to get in here is obviously uncommon and rare and epic transigen guaranteed, speed ups guaranteed, and 5 shards of rare Black Ops Chapel, and obviously a rare choice artifact token, which is actually going to be needed. Now, when you do get the Squall to tier 5, you will get another badge. I've got 5 pulls of this, which obviously gives me 25 shards of Chapel in this one. What I can say from the chart so far is that's all that there is. There's only 5. The tier 10 one does have 6 in, but we don't have anything for any higher. But yet, to be honest, tier 1 and tier 5 pulls are pretty much exactly the same, but you will gain the uncommon artifact choice token in the tier 10 and above. So that's going to be pretty good. So that's that tier 10, tier 15, and then tier 18. It is an 18 tier ship. I should have mentioned that when we had the previous screen up. So that's going to be absolutely fine. So here's the rest of the chart then, because once you unlock this ship, you're going to end up with a strong box. So let me get the strong box up on my screen. So what we're going to get in this then, so we're going to get some epic transigen by looks of this, refined transigen, and then obviously we'll be getting some of the uncommon to begin with the first 4 tiers, and then after from tier 5 onwards, you'll be getting the uncommons and the rares. There's going to be standard speed ups as well through the grades G3, G4, G5, and G6, with G3 at a day, G4 at 6 days, and G5 at 14 days. Yes, I know there's an extra 8 hours, but I'm just rounding. And then poor Sigma, you're only going to get 5 hours out of it. So G3 does taper off once you go tier 5, so you won't be needing that again. Tier 4 will, so G4 will disappear after once you've gone to tier 10, and then obviously G5 will disappear once you go tier 15. But G6 will run through and through. Now there is also going to be some of the bulkheads, which is what you're going to need to upgrade the ship. Again, depending on what grade you're actually in. So for me, it's going to be 2,500 being a G6 player. But that's going to increase. It's not going to be cheap to upgrade this thing. So let me just put that out there. There is also some research dust as well, which you need for the research. And then there's some forge dust. If you remember the forge dust, which you can actually get out of here, which is all RNG basis. I'll pull this and we'll see if we're going to actually get some later on. Yeah, but you're going to get a guaranteed pull by the looks of this out of the strong box. It is a 22-hour cooldown timer, so that's absolutely fine. Now let's throw in the caveat for this thing. It is tier locked, so just bear that in mind. If I bring up the charts for the Epic Refined, 22-hour cooldown, but as you can see here on the left hand side, there is the ops level. So unlocks at 30, tier 5 for ops 40, ops 51 if you want to go to tier 10, and 61 for tier 15 and above. So basically means for me as 62, I can literally run this right through to tier 18. But the total number of days is actually going to take me, if I put the upgrade costs of the bulkheads, the bulkheads, as you can see, it's going to cost you around about 30,000 just to go to tier 2, but that's going to take what? Something to look. Oh right, yeah. It's so at tier. I don't understand that. Yeah. So for me, as a G6 player, it's going to take me 12 days. For some reason, G3 is only 25 days. I'm guessing. That will be because. Yeah, that'll be because G3 are actually getting less. You're only getting 1,200 out of the strong box, whereas I'm getting 2,500. So, yeah. So now it makes sense to me. So for me to actually completely max this thing to tier 18, it's going to take me 421 days. Woohoo! A year and a half. I can actually get it there. Still better than the NSCF Protector, which is over 600 days. So, yeah. Anything else off the charts that I need to quickly mention? Oh, yeah, the Manipulator Exchange as well is also going to come in. Like I said, that's going to be the loot off the Sulabon you're going to be getting. So you got up to a 2-chest pull, and it's got the chance of giving you an epic 6 epic refined transigen as well. Now, the one thing is with these Squall, if you want to try and go for the 2-chest pull, you potentially can do. It might be like a couple of trips a day. So it's like a good couple of hours of mining. So just bear that in mind, and the costs do go up for it as you get higher tier. But luckily, the cost, how much epic transigen you're going to get out of it, also goes up as well. Don't worry, I will show you where the systems are as well. Now, if we jump back into here, we can see that we've got the loop efficiencies here. This is one thing that you're going to get from the refiner once you've got the Squall. All these are based on the specific specialty ship tier. So here, first one, gun efficiency, tier 6 to tier 10. I'm currently working, I think I can actually upgrade mine to the next tier. I'm not actually 100% sure what tier it is, but I think I'd have to check that later. But what am I going to get out of here? All guaranteed. Yeah, it's every single day as well. It's not going to be the full whack what you normally get out of your refinery for these specialty ships. So for me, in the Isogen, 32,000 is a bit less than what I'm actually getting right now, I think. Because I've got it on bulk, I can never remember what I'm pulling. But the cost of it is going to be the Epic Transigen, so you're going to have to be very selective on how you want to do this. Because bearing in mind, you're also going to need the Epic Transigen to pull your strong box. Which one's going to be more important? These efficiencies or your strong box? Well, your strong box is going to allow you to upgrade the Squall, whereas this is not going to be able to help you complete the other loops a little bit faster. Now, there is also a chart for this. So, as you can see here, we've got all the specialty ships that are on it. So, watch out. So, no, watch out. Why watch out? So that you can clearly see what you're actually going to get for the levels. So it's like for me, for 11 plus parts, when I actually do take it to tier 11, it's going to jump up to 103,720. So that's actually a nice big jump as well. Also with the Apex Isomatter and the Volatile Isomatter, they're going to increase significantly as well. Other ships, we've got the Revenant, we've got the Protector, we've got NX-01. I don't need NX-01 because mine's already maxed. Relativity, yep, okay, worth it, worth me looking at. And obviously you've got the Borg. Now as well, you've also got the Silent Hostiles, which is going to give you the Temporal Disruptors. Again, this is only going to be 2 days worth of pulls. So, because the chest is 3,000 to start with, or there's 12,000 for the big one. So it's it's up to you if you want to go for it. But realistically, are you going to be looking at these loops while you're trying to upgrade the Squall? Well, only you can decide on that one, in all honesty. I can't tell you what to do. Me, no, I'm going to be focusing on upgrading the Squall, get it maxed out. Fine, take the 421 days. Any faster with anything that they put in any particular event store. And then that way. So that's the loop efficiencies. Also, we've got the epic artifacts, so they've added additional. So now, free to play available for the Kishara, which is great. But again, it's locked behind the epics. Wow. Looks like a lot of players won't be going after this one. Unless they really, really want to. So just bear that in mind, that you've got all these in here as well. So a lot of these you can source through other areas as well. Like, oh, which one was it? Like Anorax's Pad and the Strand of Crenham Hair. You can get them from one of the faction stores. Is it the DTI faction store? You can get it from there. So, yeah, if you want to go for it, it's entirely up to you. There have been some extra exacoms added as well, so do go check them out. But I also want to point this out, which is, this is great, these particular ones, and they're going to take these choice tokens, and this is what the choice tokens are going to be used for. So, luckily, you don't need to do any extra refine. You don't need any extra epic. And like I said, you'll get them from the strong box. I'm not quite sure how many, because it's all yellow. I'm guessing you can get 1 or 2 depending on whether you're a G6 player or lower. But going after these, it's going to give you a guaranteed pull of a lot of shards. Now, a little caveat here, and I'm sure somebody will correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, so please correct me if I'm wrong. This is a single pull. It's a 1 only. It does say only 1 remaining. However, if we look at the other artifacts, it says 1 remaining, but I can pull this every single day. So, does that mean, I'm hoping for that Vulcan Scroll today. I'm hoping for it. I've got the Saxton, but I want the scroll. Does it mean that if I pull this in 24 hours, or a couple of days maybe, let's be fair, I can pull it again? Or is it gone? Is it gone? But either way, I mean, there's a few in here, and it is going to help boost up. Now, if it is a cooldown period and it does carry on, brilliant. It means I can focus on specific ones and go after them. Bearing in mind, I'm going to be getting these choice tokens every time I open a strong box. So that's why I'm kind of hoping it's not a one-off. Now, there is some in the rare as well, so you've got various items in here. But again, these are going to cost the rare ones. Again, I'm going to be getting one or two depending on my G grade. Again, I'm G6, so I might end up with two. I don't know. I'll have to wait. But again, correct me down in the comments. That's information I don't have because I'm not an official NDA. And that's the limitations of my videos. I can't provide that kind of information. But that's the refinery. Now, I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to pull the bulk and see what we actually get for this one. It is about an hour and a half over the time I normally get. So, I got the Saxton. I wanted the scroll. But, yeah. Okay, fair dues. But as you can see, these are all the artifacts that I'm pulling with the various credits. And that's it. That's me done. Oh, I've got one left. What's that one left? Ooh. Yes, it's the scrolls. It's the scrolls. So that means now I can officially unlock the scrolls, and that's going to increase my isolated damage by 5%. Woohoo! A whopping 5%. Oh, I'm going to do that right here on video, because there might be some other ones I've got as well. Oh, I've got the breathing mask as well, but hey ho. So what's this one? My gas mining rate. Well, yeah, it fits. A mask for gas. Yep, if it fits, it sits. So, and where's the scroll? No, I'm actually short. I thought I was able to open it. No, I'm actually short. Oh, I'm actually short, so I won't be able to open it, which is, yeah, fine, whatever. But anyway, let's jump into the research then. Now, luckily, this is actually relatively easy to gain access to. You don't have to scroll all the way through. It is here in the Starships tree, and it's right here after the Talio stuff. So you don't have to scroll right to the far end, which thankfully, I'm glad. They really do need to tidy this up a little bit. But anyway, starting off then, when you do get the scroll, warp range. So as you saw earlier, I got a warp range of 61. That is including my research, but this is going to add an extra 55 to it as well. And when you actually go up to level 7, it's adding a total of 900, which basically means I should be able to reach the level 70 systems for this ship. Now, looking across the top line, you got Apex Barrier, you got Isolated Damage, you got Critical Chance when using the automatic defenses, and as well an Instant Jump. Now, the Instant Jump is the interesting one. You can't gain access to until you get to tier 5. So it's like, for me, if I actually do this, that's going to be 24, 33, 43, 45, 55 days. Nearly 2 months after I unlock the ship. So I've got 3 months to go as it is, but then I've got another 2 months to go before I can actually access this. So a whole 5 months. And then I'll be able to do the instant jump. And what this will basically do is allow the ship to literally jump from system to system. There's obviously going to be the 5-second charge, but at least it cuts out all the travel time. But all that's aimed at the Squall itself. The bottom row is also going to be of interest, which is all aimed at the Squall. And it's basically increasing the mining rate on specific transigen. So starting at the common and going up to the rare. Starting off with the 6,000% bonus. And topping out at, let me count the zeros, 1.2 million %. So that's a significant boost right there. Now, going across the middle is actually going to be more beneficial for the rest of your fleet, where you got combat XP, you've got mining speed for your faction miners. It is faction miners only, so your Selkies, your Novas are not going to benefit from this one. And then as well, you got FKR damage, which is basically increasing the damage of all ships. And this will top out an extra 2,000% once you actually get it up there. This is going to use that dust, the research dust, which looks like the yellow, we'll say dog tag, which has been split in half. And then obviously you got officer presets, which this will add up to an extra 5 presets for you. I'm struggling to fill the ones I've got. So, but the one thing is I'm going to have to do this if I want what is going to be the most beneficial thing for every single player up to and including G6 mining. Yes, it's these. Allows the Transigen to actually complete your mining dailies. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work, but it's going to be very interesting. As you can see, these officer presets one. Fantastic. Yeah. Saves me going out mining G6. Now, the only downside is I actually still need to go mine G6 because I'm still going to need it to refine it. But if I want to complete the daily and get the rewards out of it, which is absolutely fine because I mean, I think I still got them because I've not claimed them just yet. So if we actually look at my mining dailies, so scroll down, right down to the bottom, here they are. So these are what I've got to do for each one. 24,000 just for the normal one. For the big one, the excavator, I've got to mine 60,000. But what am I getting? I'm getting some raw ore for it. Raw ore. Yeah. Do I really need to worry about mining? If I'm doing the single chest pulls, in all honesty, no. I don't need to worry about mining because as well, if I'm running short, then I can always go to the faction store. Come on. So then we scroll all the way down in this faction. Yes, we'll do the Federation. That's G5. Here's G6. 60,000 G6 for 4,220 faction credits. Go to the Romulans. That also do all for the battleship. That's 60,000 as well. So that's 120,000 I can get here for 8,440. And all I have to do is unlock that piece of research. Never mind G6 again. And I can still do at least a single chest pull twice a day without worrying about it. So, yeah. It really, that piece of research to me is extremely beneficial for players. So, it's not something to be looked down on. How long is it going to take me to get there? Well, it depends on how long it takes me to do that line. And I guarantee when I get the scroll, that will be the first line I do. I mean, for tier 1, it's 90 dust for 12 days. So that's, yeah, so that's like 900. Hang on. 1,080. Research dust to actually go through this in 12 days, and that's just doing tier 1. So yeah, will that actually get me right through to the far end? I don't know. I'd have to look at the costs and all that. I haven't actually looked at that. So but that's the research, that's the refinery, that's the ship. Now where's the systems? Let's finish off with the systems. And I would finish off with me sending a Selkie in, but anyone who caught my Twitch stream after Lube raided over, I was literally sending the Selkie in. The Selkie will, if any miner will mine it, but you've got to beat the timer. And I say a timer because Lube's caught onto this, that when it comes to the transition space, and it's most likely the same with all hazard systems. So here we go. So as you can see, all starts here. All these systems at the bottom do not have hazards in, but yeah, some have got hostile, some had. But here's your starting system. If you actually look over there, this is why the Skull has that 5,000 Tempest resistance, because that's what it is in here. Like the Protector, the Protector's got a 500% against the mines in the higher level, yeah, in its own part of mirror space. Let's just put it that way. And then obviously any additional research on top of that for hazard resistance as well will just boost it, but 5,000% is going to be more than enough. But you'll go in there, mine the system. Luckily it's the system we can actually look in. Let's go to bridge mode. So as you can see, here we go, we've got a hostile right here. So this is the stealth cruiser. As you can see, you can't use your Borg weapon on it. This is only the low level one, so let's have a quick look at the abilities. Increasing isolated damage by 1500% at the start of combat, and then apex barrier by 1250 at the start of combat as well. And then these are the manipulators, so maybe a loot enhancing crew on your Squall just to be able to assist you with getting more of them, especially when the first chest that you're going to be looking at is going to cost you 4,000 manipulators. Yeah, but given the fact that the Squall itself does boost these rewards as well by 5,000. Yeah, okay, so that's 1,500 of them that's going to give me. So is it 1,500? Yeah, it'd be something about that. So, but yeah, I don't know. Efficiencies in this game are so bloody awkward. But like I say, you can go and mine these nodes. And if you look at my cell key, here you go. That's my biggest cell key. Yes, he's out mining crystal at the minute. But 16,930. Yes, I can do it. Now, I set a timer about these things as well. Because in the hazard systems, and Loops clicked onto this, and I am going to mention it because it does actually fit with what I did on my Twitch stream and how many times I blew up. Because the first run I did in here, I managed to actually mine, with that cell key, 50 epic transigen. I've got 84 in my inventory right now. So when Scopely turned around and said that only the Squall can mine this thing, no, any miner can mine it. However, they won't flipping last long because of the timer and how much damage you're going to get through the hazards. Literally, as soon as the hazard clicks over that 20-second mark, boom. However, it's not 20 seconds from the minute you enter the system. No. These hazards are on a continuous clock, whether you are here or not. So every 20 seconds, that level 56 up there, that's got his automatic defenses activated. But every 20 seconds, his ship is being hit with the hazard. So now I've got them sent out. The Enterprise is at home. So I'll tell you what, right? We don't know how long the timer is. I'm going to send the Enterprise in, and we're going to count how long it takes till it dies in here. Lucky it's not going to take long to get here. But this is what we're saying about the timers. It's a continuous timer. So you can actually time this right for your ship to enter. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. Now, bearing in mind that this is supposed to take X amount off your hull every 20 seconds. So why has that done that at 7 seconds? Let's send it in again. Can we actually get a longer time frame? Right, I didn't really want to bore you with me waiting for the repairs on timer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Wow, just double the amount of time I've actually spent in that system. And this is what we mean by these things are on their own timer. So if you get that timer right, if you really want to do it, so it's like you're counting 20 seconds from the minute your ship blows up, you could actually survive. I mean, here comes a battleship. Did you catch how long he was in the system for? Was it about 4 or 5 seconds? Yeah, wasn't that long. So, yeah. Watch out for that one. So you can send a miner in to mine some of this if you so wish. However, if you get the timer right, that's going to be the most. Yeah, I spent a fair whack of speed ups on that Zelky just doing it on Twitch, but hey ho. But anyway, so that's a Squall, which is yeah, and Epic Transigen. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below, what you think about the Squall. But have you got it yet? Or are you doing the free-to-play path? If you've got it, what do you really think? Is it actually beneficial? Are you mining pretty good? I've seen some of the players so far have got it already up to a decent tier, which is actually pretty good. But before we end on today's stream, today's video, what I want to say as well is I mentioned Twitch a couple of times already in this video. I did do a Twitch stream on Arkfall of August 25 and it worked. Now, if you're watching this later on, you don't need to worry about too much about this because hopefully I'm still doing it. But I will be doing Twitch live starting here in August. Now, I'm not quite sure what day it is because I want to time it right with the other content creators who also do Twitch. So like CDB, to you as well. I want to make sure that I don't coincide with his Twitch. I don't want to coincide with Mini's stream. I don't want to coincide with Lube's stream. Likes of Rev Juice, I don't need to worry about, or Tiberius, because they're on later on, so it's like they're players that I'm going to be able to raid out to from Twitch. So as for the YouTube streams, yeah, they might kind of fade into the background completely and disappear because trying to stream to YouTube from my laptop ends up buffering after 30, 40, 50 minutes. A major buffer, and it's just like shows unbearable. But with the Twitch stream I did on Arkfall, I managed to get about an hour and 40 minutes before I started suffering with about an hour and a half before I started suffering with severe buffering. I've got an idea what could be the problem, but we'll have to wait and see if that actually pans out when I actually get it dealt with. So Twitch live is coming. Hopefully, if you're watching this one after August, I will be doing it as well. And there are some plan changes coming up for around the 7th birthday of the game, where I potentially could be restarting the game. So, do I really want to go after the Squall? Well, this account will remain active regardless because it is the highest. It's the one I've played on the most. But it might be a case of I'll just bang up 7-day shields from then on, because I believe I can get the 7-day shields from the Alliance store. Let me just double check while I'm on video if we can actually do that. Come on, resources, alliances, scroll right across to the shields. Yep, I can get 7-day shields, so I can get a load of them and just put 7-day shields up and probably take some time off this particular account because there's a lot in the game now. Maybe go back and start fresh and have a little bit more fun. But anyway, so back to the Squall. Let me know what you think. Until then, as I didn't mention at the beginning, I'm Admiral Pegasus. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, live long and prosper, and I shall catch you on the next video. Goodbye.